Hey YouTube, it's Nicholas here again, and I just want to say thank you so much for all the support and amazing comments on my last video. You guys have made me feel so welcomed here. So today I thought I'd share something more positive. The 5 things I absolutely love so far about living in Norway. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to be talking about, which is one of my favorite things here, is how I can really breathe here. And what do I mean by this? Well, back home where I used to live, there's, streets full of many cars all the time, lots of planes flying overhead, and the air just, it's good, but it doesn't feel the best. And coming here ever since I've been to Norway, I have never smelled such fresh air in my life. I mean, this air is some of the cleanest, best smelling air in the entire world. Every time I walk out, you can really smell everything, the trees, the pines, the rain, the nature. It's amazing. And I think it really, really helps me clear my mind and just be one with myself. You just take a nice deep breath of that beautiful Norwegian air, and I just feel a whole body reset. And this is everywhere I go, even in all the different types of neighborhoods, never have I once smelled bad air since being here. And that just shocks my mind. And one of my favorite things to do is wake up in the morning, just go outside and just smell the air the first thing when I wake up. It's like a free energy boost. I actually love it. So point 2 I'm going to be talking about is how peaceful and quiet it is at night. So back home, as we know, there's always sirens going on, dogs barking, some sort of noise that disturbs you. But here, I am generally shocked on how quiet it is at night. Honestly, it doesn't even feel like I'm in a capital city. It just feels like I'm in the middle of the woods in some forest with just no noise around me. But then I look out and I'm like, oh my God, I'm in a capital city. How is this possible? I think, honestly, I didn't really notice it back home. I was like, oh, it's just normal sounds of a city. And here, it's just incredible. I've slept so much better here with this sound being so quiet or non-existent. I sleep like a literal king here. Literal king. And, it's just so beautiful to me to just be able to open the window, smell the fresh air, and just look at the beautiful stars or sunset or nature in complete peace. All right, so next thing I'm going to be talking about, number 3, is everyday kindness in small moments. Now, what do I mean by this? Well, back in California and in the US, it kind of seems to me like everyone is for themselves, and, it's like, don't help the person next to you. They have to fend for themselves, and it's all you, and it's never help other people. But here, coming to Norway, I feel like everybody just wants to help you, even though they're subtle about it, because, I've seen and observed that Norwegians are very reserved, they don't really strike up conversations a lot. But whenever I go to a cafe, a bakery, a restaurant, even just on the public transportation, it seems like Norwegians always give me a nice, warm, welcoming, kind smile. And I really, really appreciate this, and it makes me feel like I'm in a place where people actually care for me. Because as I said, in the US, I never felt this type of way where it's like other people care about me. Here, I feel like everybody wants to help me. They want to show me what their culture is like, and they just appreciate having me here as a person, which I really genuinely appreciate. And it just makes me feel like useful, and people actually like me. I love it. I just love it. And this is a big thing for me. Okay, number 4 is the cozy bakeries and the simple rituals. So number 4 is probably my favorite daily treat. Back in California, I never really had the time to sit down and enjoy a cup of coffee and a pastry in a beautiful cafe. And honestly, a lot of the coffee shops back in California, they aren't nice. They're very generic, basic coffee shops. Not like here in Norway, where every single coffee shop I have seen is just beautifully designed. The architecture, the interior, every bakery or coffee shop kind of gives me a different story. I feel like each one has a different story. And it's something that I really, really appreciate. And sometimes I'll just go ahead and buy a fresh cinnamon roll and a cup of coffee and just sit by a window and just watch the people, or look at the beautiful architecture, or just what's going on in the town, or even I'll just look at the rain, the sound of the rain, how it looks, because it just makes me feel so much more calm. And the fact that there's lots of people also there just enjoying themselves, having coffee, a pastry too, reading, or just looking out the window like I am, it just makes me feel like I'm in a beautiful environment, and the perfect environment, where people aren't rushing They aren't trying to get to the next place. They're just sitting down, enjoying themselves, and being in the present, which is something that I think is beautiful to be able to do. It's just amazing. And you know, these small cozy moments, they're truly a beautiful pause in my day. They teach me, I think, how to slow down and just be calm. Like, it's okay to be in this coffee shop for 3 hours, 2 hours, or 1 hour. You don't have to be rushing and be there for 15 minutes and then go to the next thing. You can sit here and soak in the beautiful architecture or the beautiful day. And finally, number 5, which is how Norway is teaching me to slow down. And you know, this one is going to be bigger than just one moment. As I said back in California, and you know, they're always bragging about how they're multitasking 24/7 and all this. And you know, this kind of made me feel, especially in that environment, that like, oh, I have to be stretching and I have to be working 20 hours a day and I got to be successful by 25 or I'm going to be a failure. And it's like, coming to Norway, it's completely different. Everyone is just like slowing down. You know, I notice myself walking at a slower, calmer pace. I notice myself looking at things more like, oh, look at that beautiful sunset, or oh, look at that beautiful cloud, or even just look at the beautiful architecture, because I never thought of this back in California, and here it's just opened my mind to be like, you gotta enjoy your time in life, because if you don't, it's all gonna go by in a second, and then you're gonna be like, oh, I should have enjoyed it. Since moving here, I've noticed my entire life changing. You know, I don't rush my coffee anymore. And you know, Norway is gently showing me that life isn't just about doing more. It's about living well and having the balanced lifestyle, which I think is the most important thing in life, and everybody should try to get the balanced lifestyle. Because where I was living, it was very out of balance. Too much work, not enough family time, not enough exercise, not enough time in nature. And here in Norway, people seem to have the balanced lifestyle, which is something that will change my life forever, and I think is already changed my life for the better. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. That concludes it. If you guys enjoyed this video, you'll definitely enjoy the last one I made, which is about 5 culture shocks that shocked me when I first moved to Norway, 2-month recap. If you guys want to watch that video, it's going to be linked down here and up here. But seriously guys, thank you so much for all the support you've given me. I cannot believe how amazing you guys are. And I have much more content about Norway coming on the way. So if you enjoyed, subscribe, and I'll see you later. Peace.